Have you just started playing snooker or reached that point where you simply don't get any better anymore? Well, I've got 5 tips that are guaranteed to improve your game. This is Break from Life. Welcome back, and if this is your first time watching one of our videos, then it's fantastic to have you here. What a lot of people don't realise is there's an awful lot of people playing snooker who have techniques that are far from perfect. But because of their understanding of the game and the way this allows them to compete with almost anybody, it's not necessarily how you strike the cue ball that counts, it's what happens when you do that really matters. So optimise your game with these 5 steps. Tip 1. Make the way you aim a shot and line it up as simple as possible. When you're back from the shot, work out exactly where the cue ball needs to strike the object ball, in this case the red. And when you're on the shot, just focus on playing the cue ball to exactly this point. Because so long as you can get the cue ball to exactly the right place when it strikes the object ball, that's here, so long as you do that, you know the rest of the shot will go perfectly. Segmenting the shot like this and only focusing on exactly where you need the cue ball to go will mean you'll have a very clear mind and know exactly what you need to do and focusing on just one thing. For example, on this shot, we're just focusing on getting the cue ball to here. Once we do that, we know we're going to pot the ball, so we only need to focus on that bit of the shot. And it doesn't even matter how bad your cueing is really, as long as you're focused on the right point and determined to get it there, then the shot is a lot more likely to come off. Tip,
I can't make it look like the number 2.
Tip 2. Now the next tip is in fact very basic, but an awful lot of people get it wrong. I'm lining this shot up currently to hit the near jaw. I know it's going to hit there, so what I'm going to do is just move over a little bit so I'll pot it. But the problem with this is the next time I get a similar shot, I'm going to go down on it again and be lining it up for the near jaw again. So every time I play this shot, I'm going to have to adjust just a little bit to be able to pot it. And that's, over time, not going to be very easy. Instead of adjusting your position on the shot, do this. Line the shot up before you actually stand in on the shot. Then when you're on the shot, stick to the exact line you chose, even if it seems wrong. If you go to play a shot and you realise you're in the wrong position, simply stand up and begin the shot again, because if you continually move on the shot, you simply won't get any better. This is just because you won't learn where you need to be on every shot, and eventually your technique will assume you're going to move. You won't know where you've got to go or where you've got to position yourself for each shot, and you won't know exactly where you're lining the shot up to. Unfortunately, the only way you're ever going to get any better is if you consistently go down on the shot and stay in that position to play it. Do this and you'll continue to improve at the game. Tip 3. Simplify the pots you're going to play by getting in position more often. Notice on this break I'm going to have here how simple every single shot I play is. And have a look at every single shot and tell me in the comments down below if you think you're likely to miss one of these shots. In this break of, I believe, if I've added it all up right, comes to about 50. All I'm doing here is taking advantage of a very open table, but you can do exactly the same as this as long as you work out a couple of shots in front of the one you're playing what you want to do next, and just position the white accordingly. if you plan this far ahead and play the shots in a way that guarantees you'll pot them, you'll find you start getting breaks very easily, very quickly, and realise you can even score like this when you're not playing well. Bonus tip. Understand exactly how well you can play the game and play to your ability. For example, if you're not confident on potting the yellow here, then don't pot it, just play safe, but play the most attacking shot you can that gives you the best chance of winning the game. For example, play the snooker. However, if you are confident on potting the yellow and getting the white here somewhere so you're on the green, then play that shot. Don't take the chance of losing the game by playing safe. Tip 4. If you're struggling to pot simple shots like this, or shots from the previous few tips, then you're probably wondering why. And I get asked why a lot when it comes to these sort of shots. Why do I miss simple shots over and over again, like this black off the spot, for example? And there is something you can do about it, and it's all about consistency. And I know a lot of people struggle with these shots more than anything, and it's something that they wish they knew how to do more than anything in the entire game. Well, in that case, do this. Find a load of balls, line up a shot absolutely dead straight into the middle pocket so you can't really miss it. And all you want to do is just play the red as straight as you can. You can play it nice and slow so it's not a problem. Now I've hit that at a slight angle. Now we can just keep doing that with more reds until we start hitting the shot exactly straight. We can then, even when we start hitting it straight, starting it slightly harder. And then eventually we will learn to consistently play shots exactly the same every time, and your game will become a lot more predictable. And I'll show you exactly how to use this technique in our video snooker aiming system. It's in the card right now. And on the Break from Life channel page, along with a load of other videos that will help you dominate at the game and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel. Doing this is guaranteed to make you a far better player, just so long as you're hitting the cue ball exactly in the centre. Tip 5. Problem is, when you're trying to be so precise, it's hard to say where the centre of the cue ball is. I mean, is this the centre? Is this the centre? It's difficult to know. So why not make this stupid little thing I'm making out of card right here? If you do this, then you can practice hitting the cue ball in the centre every single time. And I show you exactly how to make it in our video, Hit the Centre of the Cue Ball. And if you want to know more about our snooker aiming system, then try our video snooker aiming system. And remember, don't just watch, play. And make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel. See you later.